Hi there, micro cruising YouTubers. I wanted to chat about career paths and to talk about how I got to where I am with having my own business. I thought maybe you'd be interested in that if you are someone who wants to get into the travel industry, is starting out, wants to move across the travel industry. I thought it might be good to chat about where I am and how I got here. Now, it's no surprise that I ended up in travel. I was lucky enough to travel a lot with my parents. They instilled the travel bug in me. And I think at 16 or 17, I actually did a course for my HSC in TAFE for tourism. So that was from a young age, me wanting to do this. So I went on to do a degree. So there are various levels of ups and downs with this. The up was doing the degree. Great decision. I started off doing a business degree majoring in tourism management, and I ended up doing a tourism degree with marketing as the major, because marketing was where I wanted to go into. I really liked the idea of that. So that was my degree. After then, I then moved to the UK and Europe for 5 years. And the jobs I was doing, I was more in my 20s interested in an adventure. So I was running around doing, living in places 6 months to a year, doing the gypsy thing. I had the most wonderful time. However, the focus wasn't my career at that point. So I would get jobs which were kind of entry-level jobs, which would be great. And, you know, they'd get me by, and they're all tourism-based. So they're usually hospitality-based, working in reception, working in a hotel, working behind a bar. Even I was a receptionist for Ferrari at one point. So there were some really interesting jobs that I did in that time. However, the pendulum swung with the focus. So it got to the point where I was like, okay, I keep moving and changing and doing the gypsy thing, and it's fun and it's an adventure, but I really do want a degree that I can sink my teeth into, I should say. So I then went back to uni and I got my second degree. So this degree was more specific. It was sustainable tourism degree, specifically tourism, environment and development. And so that was a master's degree. So would I recommend tertiary education? I would, but if you are not in a position to have tertiary education, then I wouldn't worry too much. If you're starting out wanting a career in tourism, I wouldn't worry too much. There are ways and means. I think a tourism degree helps more when you are climbing the ladder. And so if you are wanting a managerial position and somebody else has applied for it and they have a degree and you don't, well, that might be held against you. So it's something to consider, but it's not the be all and end all. But it depends. Tourism is such a huge industry. It's such a fragmented industry with so many different aspects. So I was, I guess, a bit of a generalist doing a tourism degree and then another tourism environment degree. So not a specific, but I actually found my way. So what happened was after my master's, I came back to Australia because I wanted to stay in one place and to climb the corporate ladder. And I started doing that actually in corporate travel. So I was being a little bit more serious with my career. I enjoyed that very much, but I found it wasn't my passion. And so I was very lucky, right place, right time. And with a couple of degrees behind me, I got into small ship cruising. So I worked for 2 small ship cruising operators, and it was a very steep learning curve in the industry. I found out very quickly how it all works, and that is the most important education, really. If you are thinking, oh, can't afford a degree or don't want to go to uni, or I'd rather just start in the industry, do so, but make sure you have a clear path. As in, this is the subsection in the industry I want to work in, this is the job I want, and then make your way to it. So again, I was a generalist. I just knew I wanted to work in tourism, and I kind of found my way to my niche. And I love it here, and I'm staying here, and I'm not moving. But some people, if you're not going to do a degree, specific or general, then I would suggest really knowing what it is in the industry you want to do. Otherwise, you may be like me when I was 5 years in the UK that was doing lots of different jobs, mostly hospitality. So it wasn't tourism in the sense that I thought about it or considered. Especially with a degree, you know, when you're working behind a bar, it was more for me in my 20s about the lifestyle and the adventure. So I found my niche and I was enjoying it very much, and I guess I got a bit restless. I felt that I wanted to go out on my own because I like a challenge. I really do like a challenge. So I decided to go on my own, and that was 7 years ago, to go out on my own and to start my own business. So that meant that I needed funding, and I did find some funding, and that is I'm forever grateful to this day that I had that. So that was 7 years ago, and I work for myself. Every dollar I make is mine. So I would recommend that if you are, I guess, of the same mindset, that you're very fiercely independent and want to make your own money and have your own hours and work from home, which is a huge bonus for me. So that is my path to my career thus far. So I hope that's of interest. If you have any questions, let me know. But dispelling the myth that you absolutely need a degree, I would probably dispel that. I would also very much ask, if you are starting out, where is it you want to work? And you may not know it yet. You may have an idea. Fine, go for it, because I was a bit general with what I thought I wanted. And have that adventure. Go out for 5 years and travel and work and become a gypsy. I would absolutely recommend that in your 20s. It was wonderful for me. However, I really want to state the awareness of that focus pendulum, that if you're traveling, then something else, you know, that extreme, something else is going to give way. And that was my career. And so that's why I went back to uni and did my second degree. So thanks very much, guys. I hope that's helpful. Let me know if you have any questions below. Thanks again.